Thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Schutte.
And I'm John Garlock. New at 10, a Northeast Missouri man formerly from Southeast Iowa facing charges on both sides of the Iowa-Missouri border for hoarding and mistreating animals back in court today.
KTVO's Ashley HOAK was at this morning's sentencing hearing for Roger Blue of Glenwood. That took place at the Schuyler County Courthouse in Lancaster. We want to warn you that some of the video from the scene shows the deplorable condition of some animals. Some you may find hard to watch the video. Viewer discretion is advised.
Dozens of animals dead and hundreds more hoarded. But has a Heartland man finally learned his lesson? Blue has faced more than 40 counts of animal abuse and neglect charges from related incidents in Ottumwa and Drakesville, Iowa, as well as Glenwood, Missouri. Most viewers will remember that in February 2014, Blue was arrested after hundreds of dead and dying animals were found at his Drakesville home. Authorities were led there when Ottumwa police recovered several animals from Blue's van during a routine traffic stop. By April 29th of last year, Blue had moved across the border to Glenwood, Missouri. That was the day the Humane Society of Missouri transported 61 animals to a treatment center in St. Louis. That number does not include the 11 animals found dead and another undetermined number of chickens that were found burned in a feed sack. For his crimes in Iowa, Blue was originally sentenced for 1 year. However, all but 10 days were suspended. Now the question is, what happens next and what kind of help does Blue need to break the cycle of abuse? In April of last year, we spoke with Davis County Attorney Rick Lynch, who previously handled Blue's case. He says that no amount of jail time will be a deterrent for Blue to stop hoarding animals and that he was struggling to find a solution. Lynch also said he wasn't aware of any counseling programs that help people deal with animal hoarding and neglect issues. Schuyler County Sheriff Joe WUEBKER agreed with Lynch that this was probably not the end of Blue's hoarding. At the scene in Glenwood last year, WUEBKER said he feared Blue would once again start keeping animals.
I don't think this is probably going to be the end of it. Time will tell.
But on Wednesday, Circuit Judge Gary Dial gave Blue yet another chance to prove he can break the cycle. Blue received a suspended execution of sentence, which means he will serve time if he breaks the rules outlined in his 5-year probation. During those 5 years, he is not allowed to have any animals in his possession. However, if Blue breaks probation, he must then serve 4 years in the Missouri Department of Corrections. WUEBKER says the probation sentence is a one-time shot for Blue to turn his life around.
If he messes that up, then he's gonna complete his sentence in prison.
The sheriff also said that he hopes Blue will stay in line during his probation.
He does have a pretty rough past with animals. I did step out with Mr. Blue as he was leaving the courtroom and advised him, he can't have any animals in his possession. That means taking care of somebody else's animals.
Over the next 5 years, local law enforcement will be keeping a close watch on Blue. Because the probation will be supervised, Blue will be required to meet regularly with a probation officer. The officer will monitor Blue and will also help him to adapt and live in a lawful way. Whether Blue's problems will be turned around by the threat of prison time or not, only time will tell. But in the meantime, Roger Blue is on his last chance. Reporting in Lancaster, Missouri, Ashley HOAK, KTVO News.